Welcome back to the channel. In today's aviation recap, I'd like to take a look at news with Jetstar in Australia, the Airbus Beluga looking to save a British Airways A350, and updates on the Airbus A350 grounding incident, and that's where I will begin, with Cathay Pacific providing new details on the ongoing grounding and subsequent engine difficulties across its Airbus A350 fleet, which has made headlines in recent days. The difficulties do relate back to those engines. An issue was detected on a flight between Hong Kong and Zurich, forcing the aircraft to return to the airline's home base. Cathay Pacific, you may recall, initially grounded the fleet as a precautionary measure and said it was committed to inspecting all 48 units to get to the bottom of the issue and find ways to rectify the problem. After subsequent inspections, it was revealed that 15 of the jets needed repairs, with a focus on the engine component that had seemingly failed only shortly after departure. Moreover, the part that is of focus has interestingly yet to fail on any other Airbus A350 in the global active fleet. As a result, it comes without warning and is a little bit of a shock. Bloomberg, who initially broke the story, would later go on to confirm via their sources that the problem was related to deformed and/or degraded fuel lines with Rolls-Royce, the provider of the engines for this aircraft. Rolls-Royce, in a statement, confirmed that they were committed to working with Cathay Pacific to overcome the obstacles and believed the issues could be resolved in a diligent manner with limited operational impact. Furthermore, Rolls-Royce says it's currently in open dialogue with other operators of the XWB-97 engines regarding the part and replacement, and any concerns that may be present about this, say, being more widespread than just isolated to Cathay Pacific, and what has actually caused this to happen at just the Hong Kong-based company. Cathay says it will be forced to continue cancelling some of its flights in the coming days, but believes that the 15 aircraft affected should not remain on the ground for too long. In a statement, they confirmed that they had already successfully repaired the problem across 3 aircraft and aimed to work through the remaining inspections by Sunday, September 7th, thus returning from that point forward to a normal flight schedule. The limited operational impact is being enhanced further as the airline will rework its schedule over the coming days to limit the long-haul impact, trying to keep these routes intact as much as possible by reshuffling. Cathay Pacific has also stated that it's committed to the safety of its customers and its people. As a result, it's treating this matter with the utmost care and placing importance on rectifying that problem, not just as soon as possible, but also as safely as possible. On to Airbus, who will officially send a Beluga to London Heathrow to help aid a damaged Airbus A350-1000 with British Airways. The A350-1000, which is in question with the national carrier, has actually been stranded since it collided with a Virgin Atlantic Boeing 787-9 on the 6th of April this year. Yes, that's been quite some time, and in an age where such importance is placed on having available capacity amid many supply chain issues, having one of these aircraft, such as an A350-1000, on the ground for so long is far from optimal. The British Airways aircraft sustained considerable damage to the right-hand horizontal stabiliser, this per an official incident report. We know it made headlines right around the world. Since this incident, British Airways has been unable to return the aircraft to service, and it's been in a bit of a state of disarray, with no real clear pathway to eventual re-entry into service, which impacts ultimately the airline's ability to offer a network as it would intend. Considering this incident happened almost 10 months ago, Airbus is now looking to help aid the stranded British Airways aircraft by sending one of their own Belugas for what can only be described as a pretty rare visit. Paddle Your Own Canoe, backed by enthusiasts over on Twitter, reported the Beluga is scheduled to arrive at Heathrow from Toulouse on the 9th of September. The Beluga fleet that I speak of, which recently saw the XL replace the original ST, is absolutely critical for transporting goods between Airbus facilities that help aid commercial aircraft production. That includes fuselages, wings, and many other parts that simply can't be transported in any more efficient way than, say, by air. However, thanks to the deployment of the next generation Beluga XL, the older but still required STs have have formed essentially an integral new airline division within the Airbus business that focuses on more niche transport missions, using the aircraft's capacity to its advantage and to boost revenue. This flight will see the Beluga carry essential parts to help mend the damaged A350 and hopefully then allow it to return back into service successfully. And the final story in today's aviation news recap sits with Jetstar, who are continuing to expand their own business by announcing what can only be described as the biggest expansion in Perth, Australia. Following the commencement of flights between Perth, Singapore and Phuket, a third service will now be operated between Perth and Asia, and that new route will commence on Friday, September 6th, heading towards Bangkok, as the airline sees great demand for this popular holiday destination. To support all these new flights Jetstar is deploying, it'll also open a new base in Perth, home to 60 pilots and 4 more aircraft. These aircraft will include the latest A321neo LR, which has really been game-changing for Jetstar's overall route network, and as we've seen time and time again, the airline has so many positive words to describe what this plane has been able to do for them. The aircraft based in Perth will be part of a broader plan across the group to welcome in 38 new LRs and XLRs by 2029. The 15th A321LR has already arrived in Australia for Jetstar, ready to commence flights. The company has placed a lot of great importance on renewal efforts, and I know I speak of Jetstar in this situation, but it really just stems from Qantas Group's overall ambition across its mainline and low-cost divisions to modernise. Other changes in Perth will see Jetstar move their domestic flights from Terminal 3 to Terminal 2. Jetstar says that moving terminals will allow greater efficiency for those connecting between flights, as Terminal 1 is home to international operations. Therefore, customers can now walk between the two terminals very seamlessly, rather than needing to catch a transfer bus, which, while could be deemed efficient to some, has repeatedly proved frustrating and prone to issues. Jetstar is committed to bringing its passengers the best possible flight experience. It says more than 370,000 people flew, for example, between Perth and Bali last year alone, this being one of Australia's biggest tourist hotspots, but also showing to us just how much demand the levels there are, and with so much great potential, we'll see 60 pilots at the moment based in Perth, but the airline has made it very clear that you can expect this number alongside aircraft based in the location to grow as more planes are delivered. All these changes will not just benefit the people, but also from a more state perspective, Western Australia will see hopefully increases in tourism and benefits on an economic level. That will conclude today's aviation news recap. Thank you very much for your support here on the channel. It certainly does mean a lot. Take care, be safe. I'll see you same place, same time tomorrow for your latest industry news.